If you're over 60 and you've ever felt that burning sensation in your chest after a meal, you're not alone. Acid reflux isn't just an occasional annoyance. It's a common digestive issue that can seriously impact your quality of life. And what's worse, many seniors don't realize that some of the most innocent-looking foods on their plate might be the very things triggering that discomfort. Let's talk about why this matters. As we age, our digestive system changes. The muscles in the esophagus that help keep stomach acid where it belongs, called the lower esophageal sphincter, can weaken over time. Add to that a slower digestive process, and it's a recipe for more frequent reflux, heartburn, and even a higher risk of conditions like GERD. But here's the good news. You have more control than you think. By learning which foods can make reflux worse and which ones can soothe digestion, you can make simple, meaningful changes that protect your health and comfort. Now, I want to be very clear. This isn't about fear, and it's definitely not about giving up everything you love. It's about understanding your body, making small adjustments, and giving yourself the tools to feel your best. So in today's video, we're going to uncover the top worst trigger foods for acid reflux. Things you might not even realize are causing trouble. But we're not stopping there. I'll also share the best soothing foods that can help calm your stomach and promote smooth digestion. Think of it as a roadmap. The red light foods to be cautious about, and the green light foods that can bring relief. My goal is to empower you, not overwhelm you, with practical advice you can start using right away. Let's get started. The first mistake many people make is eating spicy foods without realizing how much they can irritate the stomach lining and worsen reflux symptoms. Spicy meals can be tempting. Those hot sauces, chili peppers, and zesty curries bring bold flavor. But for seniors, these spices can spell trouble. Capsaicin, the compound that gives chili peppers their heat, can irritate the esophagus and slow down digestion. That means your stomach stays fuller longer, increasing pressure and the chance of acid backing up. For people over 60, this is especially important. Our stomachs naturally produce less acid as we age, but the lining also becomes more sensitive. Spicy meals can cause a double whammy, burning irritation on the way down and delayed emptying that leads to more reflux. The good news? You don't have to banish flavor. Instead of heavy spices, try using herbs like basil, oregano, and turmeric, which add taste without triggering reflux. And if you love a bit of heat, reach for milder options like paprika or a dash of ginger, which can actually aid digestion in small amounts. By making this simple swap, you can still enjoy flavorful meals while protecting your stomach. Now, let's move on to the next common trigger. Another food group that might surprise you as a reflux trigger is citrus fruits. They're often seen as healthy, but for those dealing with acid reflux, they can be a sneaky problem. Oranges, grapefruits, lemons, and even limes are highly acidic, which can irritate the lining of the esophagus and worsen heartburn. The acidity in these fruits can weaken the lower esophageal sphincter, the muscle that keeps stomach acid where it belongs. And for seniors, where that muscle may already be a bit more relaxed with age, the effect can be even stronger. That means a glass of orange juice or a slice of lemon in your water could lead to hours of discomfort. So what can you do instead? If you love fruit, swap out citrus for lower acid options like bananas, cantaloupe, honeydew, or even pears. These fruits are gentler on the digestive system and can provide essential vitamins and fiber without the acid overload. Remember, you don't have to give up fruit entirely. You just need to make smarter choices. Coming in next is a sneaky reflux trigger that many people overlook: chocolate. Yes, I know, it's a treat many of us love, but it can cause problems for digestion. Chocolate contains caffeine, fat, and a compound called theobromine, all of which can relax the lower esophageal sphincter. When that muscle relaxes too much, stomach acid can flow back into the esophagus more easily. causing that familiar burning sensation. For seniors, this is a particularly important point. Our bodies process caffeine more slowly with age, and our digestive system may not bounce back as quickly from rich, fatty foods. That's why a little chocolate here and there can suddenly feel like a bigger issue than it used to. If you still want a treat, opt for a small square of dark chocolate which has less sugar and slightly less fat, and enjoy it earlier in the day. Or better yet, consider fruit-based desserts or soothing snacks, like applesauce with cinnamon. Let's move on to a major reflux culprit that often hides in plain sight: caffeine. Whether it's your morning coffee, a strong cup of tea, or even certain sodas, caffeine can trigger reflux by relaxing the esophageal sphincter and stimulating acid production in the stomach. For seniors who rely on their daily coffee ritual, this can be a tough adjustment. But here's the thing. There are ways to keep the ritual while reducing the risk. Try switching to a low-acid coffee blend or a decaffeinated option. You can also explore herbal teas like chamomile or ginger, which have soothing properties for the digestive system. And if you really enjoy that coffee flavor, limit it to one small cup early in the day before your stomach has had a chance to build up acid. Small changes like these can make a big difference. Now, let's talk about another common mistake that can quietly worsen reflux symptoms: alcohol. Many people don't realize that alcohol, whether it's wine, beer, or spirits, can relax the lower esophageal sphincter, just like caffeine and chocolate. Plus, alcohol increases stomach acid production and can inflame the lining of the esophagus, leading to that familiar burning discomfort. For seniors, alcohol's effects can be more pronounced. Our bodies process alcohol more slowly as we age, and we may feel its impact more strongly than we used to. Even a small glass of wine in the evening can cause a restless night filled with heartburn. That doesn't mean you have to avoid alcohol completely, but moderation is key. If you choose to drink, limit it to occasional, small amounts, and try not to pair it with rich, fatty meals. Staying hydrated and enjoying non-alcoholic alternatives, like sparkling water with a splash of juice or a herbal tea, can also help protect your digestive system. These small shifts can support a healthier, more comfortable digestive experience. Now let's dive into a big one: fried and fatty foods. This category is a major culprit for acid reflux, especially for seniors. Think about that crispy fried chicken, greasy burgers, or even rich, buttery pastries. Here's what happens. High-fat meals tend to sit longer in the stomach because fat slows down the digestive process. The longer your stomach stays full, the more pressure builds up, and the higher the chance that acid will push back into the esophagus. That's why, after a heavy meal, you might feel that bloating, that pressure, and eventually, the burning sensation creeping up. For older adults, the impact is even greater. As we age, our metabolism slows down, and our ability to break down fats efficiently decreases. That means those rich, fatty meals can cause more discomfort than they used to. So what's the alternative? Focus on lean proteins like grilled chicken, turkey, or fish. Use cooking methods like baking, steaming, or air frying instead of deep frying. And for a satisfying meal, pair your proteins with high-fiber sides like roasted vegetables or a simple salad dressed with olive oil and lemon. These swaps can make your meals lighter, easier to digest, and much less likely to trigger reflux. Now, here's a point that often confuses people: dairy products. Some folks find that a glass of milk soothes their heartburn, while others feel worse after dairy. So what's the deal? The answer is, it depends on your body. For some, dairy's fat content can slow digestion and trigger reflux, especially with whole milk, cream, or rich cheeses. For others, lactose intolerance can lead to bloating and discomfort, which can indirectly worsen reflux. But not all dairy is bad. Low-fat or lactose-free options can actually be soothing. A small serving of plain yogurt, for instance, can provide probiotics that support digestion. The key is to pay attention to your body's signals. If you notice that certain dairy products trigger your symptoms, try switching to lower-fat versions or exploring plant-based alternatives like almond or oat milk. Being mindful of your body's unique responses is a powerful tool in managing reflux. All right, we've covered the common triggers, but what about the foods that help? Let's shift gears and talk about the soothing choices that can actually ease acid reflux and promote better digestion. First up, oatmeal. Oatmeal is a powerhouse for digestive health. It's high in fiber, low in fat, and helps absorb stomach acid. Plus, it keeps you feeling full without the heavy, greasy feeling that can slow digestion. For breakfast, try a bowl of plain oatmeal topped with sliced bananas, which are another gentle food that helps coat the stomach lining. Avoid adding too much sugar or heavy cream. Keep it simple and nourishing. Speaking of bananas, they're a go-to fruit for anyone dealing with acid reflux. Their natural alkalinity helps neutralize stomach acid, and their soft texture is easy on the digestive tract. Another helpful choice is ginger. Known for its anti-inflammatory properties, ginger can actually help relax the digestive muscles and reduce nausea. A warm cup of ginger tea, especially after a meal, can be a comforting way to support digestion. These simple, natural choices can go a long way in managing reflux symptoms. And now we arrive at what I consider the most critical and yet often overlooked habit for acid reflux relief: hydration. Many people underestimate the role of water in digestive health. Staying hydrated helps thin stomach acid, making it less likely to irritate the esophagus. It also aids in the smooth movement of food through the digestive tract, preventing backups and bloating. For seniors, dehydration is a common issue, and it can quietly worsen reflux symptoms. So here's a simple rule. Aim for small, frequent sips of water throughout the day, especially between meals rather than during them. This can help avoid overfilling the stomach while still supporting digestion. If plain water feels boring, try adding a slice of cucumber or a splash of lemon, if citrus doesn't trigger your symptoms. Herbal teas and broth-based soups are also excellent hydrating options. By making hydration a daily priority, you're giving your digestive system the best chance to function smoothly and comfortably. So let's bring it all together. Managing acid reflux isn't about perfection or giving up everything you love. It's about awareness, knowing which foods can quietly work against you and which ones can help your body feel better. We've covered some of the biggest trigger foods: spicy meals, citrus fruits, chocolate, caffeine, alcohol, fried and fatty foods, and certain dairy products. And we've also highlighted the gentle, nourishing choices like oatmeal, bananas, ginger, and hydration that can soothe your digestive system and help prevent that uncomfortable burn. What's important to remember is that these changes don't have to happen all at once. Start small. Maybe it's switching your morning coffee to a low-acid option or cutting back on that evening glass of wine. Maybe it's adding more water to your daily routine or enjoying a comforting bowl of oatmeal for breakfast. Each small change is a step toward better digestion, more energy, and greater comfort in your daily life. You have the power to take control of your health, and it starts with the choices you make at every meal. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to Stronger After 60, and share it with someone you care about who could benefit from this information. Together, we can build a community that's informed, proactive, and thriving, one small change at a time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.